And Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is visiting the southern border today. He's surveying a migrant processing facility ahead of an expected surge in border crossings. The Border Patrol is expecting tens of thousands of migrants to attempt to cross when Title 42 expires next week. ABC's Jay O'Brien joins me now from Washington with more on that. Jay, what's on the Secretary's agenda and what message is he trying to send with this visit?
Yeah, this is day 2 of his trip to the border, Diane. Today, he's meeting with Border Patrol agents as well as local nonprofit organizations. The message to what you just said is to try to show that the administration believes it is prepared, or at least is getting prepared, for that expected surge in migrants when Title 42 ends next week. DHS has estimated anywhere from 10 to 13,000 more migrants might be encountered by Border Patrol agents after the ending of Title 42. So this visit from the Secretary, an effort to show that the Biden administration is aware of this and is prepared for it, but still a big surge expected once Title 42 ends, Diane.
Meanwhile, a bipartisan group of senators are introducing a bill that would replace Title 42 to give the administration some more time to implement a plan. So, Jay, what exactly would that bill do, and how likely is it to pass?
Well, this is the bill right here, and it's from a bipartisan group of senators. As you said, Kyrsten Sinema is the primary bill sponsor, as well as Tom Tillis, Republican of North Carolina. Joe Manchin is a sponsor of this as well, and John Cornyn, Republican senator of Texas, Joe Manchin being a Democrat of West Virginia. So a bipartisan fix here. What it would do is essentially codify Title 42, or at least elements of it. Title 42, remember, is a public health measure. It allowed Border Patrol agents to expel migrants at the border without processing their asylum claims, which is something that's typically required under U.S. law. But because Title 42 is a public health measure, it's tied to the COVID pandemic, which the Biden administration has said is no longer a national emergency. So this legislation would put that ability that Title 42 gave Border Patrol agents into law for 2 years as a kind of a Band-Aid against what is expected to be, again, this surge of migrants that is expected to come across the U.S.-Mexico border when Title 42 ends. Now, what is its path? This legislation, you need 60 votes to pass anything in the Senate, so there would have to be a number of Republicans and Democrats to have some kind of bipartisan agreement on this. That is an uphill battle. Then it's got to go through a Republican-controlled House. That is a long process as well. Congress has the debt ceiling to focus on right now, so that's another issue here. And then, of course, it's Friday. Title 42 expires next week. So the clock is really ticking here. This legislation likely to face an uphill battle, Diane.
So, Jay, what is the Biden administration doing to try to prepare for this expected surge in border crossings?
Well, in the meantime, as you know, they've already dispatched 1,500 troops to the border. They would be in support roles for the Border Patrol. They wouldn't be policing the border, but they'd be doing things like data entry and other things of that nature, warehouse management, et cetera, et cetera. They're also working with Latin American countries to open up more immigration processing centers in those countries to try to ease some of the demand on facilities at the U.S.-Mexico border. And they're also trying their own way of putting parts of Title 42 into law. Remember, DHS is proposing a new federal rule that would give them some of the powers that Title 42 already gives them. But that rule is part of a long federal rulemaking process. It takes a long time for a federal rule from its proposal to be enacted. So there's a long process that plays out. Right now, they're trying to brace for what is, again, this expected surge next week when Title 42 ends, Diane.
All right, Jay O'Brien in Washington, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.